As an energy healer, I've supported many with grief, loss, and major life transitions. From clients who have lost their spouses tragically, parents and mothers that have lost their children, to supporting those who have lost their parents to age or disease. I've supported many losing their beloved animals, and even though I understand the energy of life, no matter what we lose, anything, including a job, we go through a rebirth. This rebirth isn't a clear path. It's different for everyone. And even if we have peace and acceptance with the loss, the rebirth still happens. Typically, the energetic rebirth process starts with the allowance of emotions. That could be anger, laughter, sadness, or even depression or anxiety. Then, when ready, the energy shifts into awareness and truth, where we allow ourselves to really embrace the true feelings and express ourselves in a way of growth. And again, this looks different for everyone. The final stage of the energetic rebirth will feel like you're living a completely different reality, sometimes new friends, new location, or just an overall renewed sense of self. Sometimes all of the above. One thing that will be true in that feeling of loss, even though you'll grow, the feeling of loss will always stay in some way. The only difference is how that loss affects you. When energy is removed, that was deeply connected to our soul journey, our heart, our growth, our life, it can never be replaced. And it's not meant to. Instead, it will become a part of our story, a pivotal time in our journey. It will become another part of ourselves. So today I'm here to share with you a rebirth I've recently gone through with the transition of my dog Lucky, who was with me for 16 years. I got Lucky when I was 23 years old, and I didn't think I was ready for that level of responsibility. However, he was the perfect companion for me that carried me through my 20s and my 30s, most of my 30s, and just taught me so much about life, joy, responsibility, companionship, unconditional love. If you knew me, you knew Lucky. He was definitely a strong part of my life, and I brought him everywhere I could. And Lucky was one of those energies that just brought you this unique companionship, a friendship of deep faith and connection. And I was always afraid of the day of his transition. However, after he was battling a heart disease for about 2 years, outliving some predictions even his vet gave him, it was time. It was clearly time for him. And it was one of the deepest surrenders I had to step into, to really honor that Lucky was ready physically, mentally, spiritually, to transition to a different time and space. And so after several events that led to that clarification, I honored it and set up a time for the vet to come over to our home so we can give him a peaceful transition. Hours before that happened, I just thanked him for everything, gave him love. He was so coherent. And it's like he knew, and almost like he planned it. I put on some angelic music, called in his angels, his guides, whoever wanted to support him in love with this transition. My husband and I lit 3 different candles, saying a prayer and calling in energy for each one, giving our wishes for the transition. When the vet came, he was the most angelic energy I felt in a while in human form. He was so gentle and just so easy to be a part of the experience. I picked up Lucky and he just laid in my lap, all comfortable and cozy. And when he was given the first injection, I felt this overwhelming sense of peace and calm, like a big release, a big sigh. And I knew that was Lucky, just feeling that energy of love, feeling that transition starting to take place. When the second injection hit, Lucky and I, our energy went to this different time and space. It was just white everywhere. It was so beautiful, so peaceful. And then I felt my energy start to descend back into my body and earth. And I felt that physical loss, that deep sorrow, that deep sadness, that my best friend was no longer physically with me. But I knew it was absolutely his time. And I was so grateful to have that experience with him. He left me with such deep levels of peace and calm, the memories of that experience. And I knew in my heart that was his wish and my wish being fulfilled. So this journey with him for 16 years not only taught me surrender, compassion, love, but that even at the end, and even with a deep physical loss, there's still peace and calm to be found.
Lucky, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Yeah. Who's up? Is the queen up? The queen's up. We can start our day.